Amid the unrelenting shadow of war in Ukraine, there are heroes stepping up from far and wide to help the wounded. And in our prime focus tonight, Marcus Moore introduces us to an American doctor whose particular specialty is helping to save lives.
Not far from the front lines of a brutal and relentless war, a different battle rages on behind these walls.
This is where all the patients were evacuated. So there was about 20 ambulances lined up out here.
How many patients were evacuated today?
60. Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
Here, Ukrainian doctors fight to keep their people alive, and right by their side, an American ally. Dr. Rocco Armonda, a neurosurgery specialist, a lifeline to fellow neurosurgeon Andriy Sirko, working hand in hand to treat some of the most complex injuries of war. The hospital treating more than 14,000 wounded by this war in just the past 14 months.
We're just outside one of the operating rooms here where the team of doctors and nurses have really been working around the clock to treat patients, some of the most seriously injured.
These cluster munitions that drop from the air and then explode in the air, these like air burst, have this selective vulnerability for this area here. So you see all these injuries in the vault and in the skull base. The whole base of the skull has been blown open into the frontal lobe. There's a high risk for herniation of the brain, meaning that the brain swells and presses on the brainstem and causes death. So very complex, multiple different compartments.
Dr. Armonda is no stranger to traumas of war, serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, where he even operated on ABC's own Bob Woodruff after Woodruff was injured by an IED explosion while on assignment covering the war. A member of the team Woodruff credits with saving his life.
My pleasure to help.
Armonda says it was fate that brought him to Dnipro's Mechnikov Hospital.
I get a call from one of my Army buddies who's helping the Ukrainians doing trauma, and he says they need help with neurosurgery, with neurovascular. I said, what do you need? I said, I'm there. What was your strategy?
Working to give people of Ukraine a similar chance at life, Armonda says the challenges he faces here are unparalleled.
This is war. You basically do the best that you can with what you have. This is one hospital, one of the busiest on the forward lines, on the order of 10 times greater than what we saw in Iraq and Afghanistan. Until you actually come here and see it, it's hard to believe.
Doing their best as they hold out hope for further international support.
What do we need to know back home in the U.S.?
That this is an incredibly under-resourced medical system that has been stressed and strained and is doing amazing work in those conditions. But we should figure a way as a nation to make this better.
How long was this surgery?
At least 3 hours.
A mission Dr. Sirko says is taking its toll.
It is not difficult physically. It is very difficult emotionally. They are the same age as my oldest son.
You've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. How do you deal with that on a personal level?
You support each other. And so, there's moments when you did your very best and you still lost the patient. There's moments when we should have done better and we didn't. And it's heartbreaking.
Добрий день всім.
But still, there is hope.
Як ви себе почуваєте? Хорошо?
An unbreakable bond forged in the painful trenches of war, giving them purpose in the push for peace.
As a symbol of our support, this is just the very beginning. I shall return.
So these are your brothers?
These are my brothers. These are my compatriots. These are my brothers. There's no egos in these guys. It's all about what's the best thing for these human beings who are laying their life on what is truly the outpost of democracy.
That was amazing reporting by our Marcus Moore.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.